Okay, let's try one more time. And if, in case you can't hear me, um, we'll have this class again in the afternoon. I will try and solve my issues. I don't know what exactly the issue could be. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me properly now?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Okay. Alright, so let's start over one more time. So today we are looking at our target customers' wants and their desires, aka what is our target customer chasing that we can help them with, that our product or service can help them achieve. Because people don't just buy products or services to escape pain, they buy to also gain something. So we've looked at our target customers' problems. Then we've looked at in the last session we looked at our target customers' pain points, which is the emotions that arise from our target customers' problems. And we said pains trigger our target customers to act, because our target customers may sit on a problem for years, weeks, but they will only act if that problem starts causing pain. So people don't just buy to escape pain, they also buy to gain something. And that something that they gain is what they are wanting and what they are desiring. Marketing works best when you show them, here is what you want. We know that this is what you want or desire, and here is how our product or service can help you get it. And when you speak to what people secretly want or what they are secretly desiring, they lean in, they start to listen. So, when a customer is in pain, they don't just want the pain to go away, they want to feel something better instead. So, the desire is often the emotional opposite of what your target customer's pain makes them feel. Think of wants and desires. Think of your target customers' wants and desires and your target customer's pain, like a coin. On one side of a coin is pain, which is what they are feeling right now as a result of the problem that they're experiencing. And then on the other side of that coin is desire, which is what they wish they would feel instead. Now they're feeling pain, but what do they want to feel instead? Pain and wants and desires, they're not always perfectly opposite, but they are very deeply interconnected. Yeah. So here's an example to help you understand this. Me who's selling coconut oil, my target customer has a problem, and my target customer's daughter's hair is dry and it breaks all the time. So as a mom, this problem is generating pains. And what pains is this problem? My daughter's hair is dry and it breaks all the time. The pains that this problem is generating for my target customer, who's the mom, my target customer feels helpless because my target customer is trying to solve this problem of dry breaking hair, but nothing is working. My target customer, the pain she's feeling is she's frustrated, maybe even ashamed, because her daughter cries every time the mom does her hair. My target customer feels regret because they have been trying to solve this problem, but they keep wasting money on expensive products, so they're feeling regret. My target customer also feels guilt because my of her daughter's hair, which is dry and brittle, very hard to manage, like steel wire, her daughter's hair. She's worried, she feels guilty that her classmates have noticed that my daughter's hair is tough and hard to manage. So I'm feeling guilty that maybe they make fun of her, maybe they tease her. Or I'm feeling guilty that because her hair is so unmanageable, my daughter doesn't like her hair. My target customer feels overwhelmed because every time her and her daughter sit down to do the hair, they argue because of the crying, and it's exhausting. So this is the problem. My daughter's hair, my target customer's daughter's hair is dry and it breaks all the time. These are the pains that problem is causing. And on the flip side of that pain is what my target customer wants instead. What my target customer wishes would happen instead. My target customer wants pride. My target customer wants her daughter to love her hair. My target customer wants peace. My target customer wants to enjoy doing her daughter's hair because it should be a bonding experience. My target customer wants joy because they want they want her daughter. My target customer wants her daughter to feel beautiful and confident. My target customer wants one product that she can trust. My target customer is looking for relief. My target customer wants to feel confident as a man because she wants to feel like she's finally doing something right. So desire is not exactly the opposite of pain, like hot versus cold, but it is the emotional answer to the pain that your target customers are experiencing. So the desire, your target customers want and desire, is the emotional antidote, the emotional solution. It's the medicine to the pain that they are feeling. And these are the emotional rewards that your target customer is chasing. Pain is, this is hurting, and this is hurting because of this problem. Desire is, I want to feel this instead. I no longer want to feel this pain. I want to feel this instead. You flip pain into desire, and then you create content and offers that help your target customers achieve the desires and the wants that they are looking for. That is what makes marketing work. It's not just highlighting the problem. It's not just saying, I see you, I understand you, which is talking about the pain. Yeah? It's saying, here is how you feel. Here is how you will feel. If you invest in my product or service, here is how you will feel when this problem is gone. Here is how you will feel once I take away this pain and this pain and this pain and this pain. And this is why you should invest in me. This is why I am better than competitor B and C and D. So when we talked about pain, we said there are many different types of pain. We said there are financial pain. We said there are process pain. So just like your target audience has different types of pains, there are also different types of wants and desires that are driving their buying decisions, that are driving their decision to even look for a solution in the first place. So these are the most common categories of customers' wants and desires. Number one, the most common type of customer want and desire is emotional desires. How does your target customer want to feel that your product or service can help deliver? Does your target customer want to feel more calm? Does your target customer want to feel more confident? Does your target customer want to feel more proud, more hopeful? Emotional desires are the emotional opposite of their current pain. When you market your emotional desires, when you lead with your target customers' emotional desires, you're showing them that I understand this is the pain that you're going through. Here is how my product or service will help you feel the opposite of the pain that you're feeling, and you need to communicate that in your marketing. The second type of desire that your target customer is experiencing at any one point, your target customer has aspirational desires, and aspirational desires are who your target customer wants to become. Does your target customer want to become a good man? Does your target customer want to become a more successful business owner? Does your target customer want to become someone that people admire? What kind of life is your target customer trying to create that your product or service can help get them there? Yeah, how can your product or service help your target customers achieve their aspirational desires? Communicate that in your marketing. Yeah, social desires. How does your target customer want to be seen by others? Does your target customer want others to see them and think, hey, that guy is very smart, or that lady is very put together, or that lady is very responsible, or that business is so ahead of the curve, they're so green, wow, this business is using artificial intelligence, I think they know what they're using. So a lot of times when people are marketing luxury products, things that they want you to spend money on, but really you shouldn't be spending money on, fashion, beauty, luxury, they trigger a lot of their target customers' social desires. It's not about the product or the service itself. When you're buying perfume, what's 35,000 shillings, 40,000 shillings, 50,000 shillings? Because there's perfume that costs that much. It's not about the actual perfume. Yeah, there's a social desire somewhere there that your target customer has, and you need to figure out what that social desire is and then communicate that in your marketing or trigger that in your marketing. When people are buying perfume, what do they really want? Yeah? You, the Ankara seller who is selling fashion, a dress worth 50,000 shillings. Ankara is not that expensive. Ankara is not 50,000 shillings. Yeah? And even the time and the labor that it takes, surely, if you really sit down and think about it, it does not make sense. So there is something else. There is something else that has to drive someone to spend 50,000 shillings on a dress that has been made with kitenge. There is something else. What does that person want? They want other people to see them and think that they are rich. They want other people to see them and think, wow, this person can afford to spend 50,000 shillings on a piece, on a dress that they will wear once, on a dress that is supposed to be worn once. Well, this person must be very put together. Yeah, there's something about them. So it's about the social desire. You need to figure out, what does my target customer actually want? And especially, again, I've said, fashion, beauty, luxury, anything luxurious. A lot of times, and I want you to notice, especially when you're watching these YouTube ads, they try to trigger this desire. Your target customer has a social desire. So it's about peer approval, it's about validation, it's about belonging, it's about being part of something. Yeah? So social desires. Then another type of desire that your target customer might have, always your target customer has practical or outcome-based desires. And practical or outcome-based desires is what they want to achieve or get done that your product or service can help them achieve. What does your target customer want? Me who's selling coconut oil, my target customer wants her daughter to grow her hair. My target customer wants her daughter to have thick, lovely hair that people will admire. Yeah, my target customer wants more sales. My target customer wants to look professional. So practical or outcome-based desires are the time, money, result-based goals that your target customer has. So you need to show, I know that this is what you want. Here is how my product or service will help you achieve it. Or here is how I know that these are the outcomes. These are the practical or outcome-based desires that my target customers want. And here is how my product or service has helped people in the past get these outcomes. You understand? You must communicate that in your marketing. Then there are lifestyle desires. This is the ease, the flow, the freedom, or the day-to-day upgrades that your target customer craves. What is your target customer craving that your product or service can help them with? Examples of lifestyle desires. My target customer wants to spend less time worrying. My target customer wants to have a system that works. My target customer wants to finally go out without people commenting on her skin, yeah, or her size. What are your target customers' lifestyle desires? So, those are the different types of target customer desires that you should always know. One, you need to know your target customer's emotional desires. How does your target customer want to feel? You need to know your target customer's aspirational desires. who does your target customer want to become? You need to know your target customer's social desires. How does your target customer want to be seen by others? You need to know your target customer's practical or outcome-based desires. What do they want to achieve or get done? You need to know your target customer's lifestyle desires. You need to know the ease, flow, freedom, or day-to-day upgrades that they crave that your product or service can provide. And then apart from knowing your target customers' wants and desires, you also need to know your target customers' outcomes. In addition to knowing your target customers' wants and desires, you also need to know and fully state the outcomes or the results that your product or service promise. Because your target customer has a problem, they're experiencing pains from these problems. They have wants and desires, but it's not just about the wants and the desires. You also need to tell them, I understand all these things. I understand your problems. I understand your pains. I understand your wants and desires. But here is how. Here is the outcome you get when you invest in my product or service. Or here is why you should invest in my product or service. Or here is how my product or service has helped people achieve the outcome, the desires. Or here's how my product or service has helped solve people's pains and problems. So when marketing anything, you need to know, not just know your target customers' problems, their pains, their wants and desires, but you also need to know the outcomes, what your product or service actually gives them. And when you're marketing, you're making a promise. You're essentially making a promise. You're telling your target customers, hey, I have this thing, I have this product, or I have this service, and I promise you that when you invest in this thing, you're going to get this outcome, and this outcome, and this outcome. Yeah? So wants and desires and target customers' outcomes, they're connected, but they are not the same. So let's look at what exactly is an outcome. An outcome is the visible result your customer gets after using your product or service. It is what they can see, feel, or measure after using your product or service. It is what proves that your product or service works. It is the very reason they should invest in the first place. And an outcome is what gives them the results that they hoped for. You're not guessing what they want in general. You're asking, what changes after my target customer uses my product or service? Or you're promising them, this is what will change after you invest in my product or service. So what's the difference between target customer outcomes and target customers' wants and desires? Wants and desires are emotional. These are the things that people are chasing. Things that like my target customer wants to feel beautiful. My target customer wants to feel like a good mom. My target customer wants to feel like they're in control. My target customer wants peace. So desires are emotional. They are inside someone's heart or mind. They are the things that you cannot see, but they drive buying decisions. We said people make buying decisions based on emotions. Spending money is a very emotional thing. So if you know the desires and emotions of my target customer, then you can trigger them. Yeah? If you know the desires of your target customers, then you can trigger them. Outcomes, on the other hand, they are practical. They're not emotional. Outcomes are the practical results that your product or service gives. Like for me, who's selling coconut, like the practical outcomes that result from my coconut oil is softer hair, less breakage, easy detangling, faster wash days. Those are practical outcomes. They are the real, visible, measurable outcomes that people will get after they use my product or service. You can point to them and say, this is what my product does. Yeah? Now, when we say people make decisions based on emotions, yeah, you want to trigger their desires. You want to figure out what wants and desires that does my target customer have. And then when you fail to trigger your target customers' wants and desires, they start making decisions with logic. And when people are making decisions with logic, they need to see the practical outcome of your products and services. They need to see the real, visible, measurable results that your services or products can deliver. But when you combine desires, the emotions, and then you're showing clearly the outcomes, what you have is a very beautiful marriage, literally made in heaven. Yeah, if you can trigger your target customers' desires, and not only trigger your target customers' desires, show them the practical outcomes. Yeah, I know that this is what you want. Look at how we help you achieve it. Or I know that this is what you want. Look at how we help someone else achieve what they wanted. So when you combine desires and outcomes, you get something very beautiful. Marriage made in heaven. Outcomes, I want you to know very well now that outcomes, the research that we will do to find our target customers' outcomes themselves make very, very good content on their own. Because people might like your message, which is the desire. You might manage to trigger people's desire, but they will only buy if you can show them that this actually works, which is the outcome. Yeah, people might like your message, yeah, and they will like your message and they will stick around, yeah, and they will keep coming back to your content. But if you show them that the outcome is real, the outcome is visible, the outcome is measurable, then they will trust you. Yeah, so people buy when they trust your product can actually deliver. People buy when they trust your service actually does what it does. That's where outcome-based content comes in. Outcome-based content comes in to show your target customer that, hey, I'm not just saying it works, it actually works. You're saying, hey, my product or service, it works. It helps someone like you can't see. Yeah? These are the results that you will get if you use my product or service. Yeah, and this matters because if you just talk about your product or service, yeah, it is a bottle of oil, a course, a tool. It's easy to scroll past. Like I can see it, but I might scroll past it. But when you talk about what your product does, how it changes your customer's life in big or small ways, people stop and say, this is what I need. In fact, people get in touch with you. They say, excuse me, I saw on Instagram that you helped Sijui who and who and who. Let me tell you, I've been experiencing a problem. Is this something you can help me with? That's what happens. Yeah? Don't just talk about your product. Don't just talk about the problem. Don't just show that you understand your customer's pain. Also show the outcomes. Show how your product or service changes your customer's life in big or small ways. Just like pains, there are also different types of customer outcomes. The first type of customer outcome is a practical outcome. And a practical outcome is a clear, useful result your target customer gets after using your product or service. A practical outcome answers, what can my target customer do now that they couldn't do before because of my product or service? What daily problems are now easier or solved because of my product or service? That is practical outcome. The second type of outcome is time-based outcome. And a time-based outcomes are the results your product or service delivers that involve saving your target customer time, speeding up their process, or getting them results faster than the usual method, or getting them results faster than competitor B or competitor C. So those are time-based outcomes. You need to communicate if your product or service can help save your target customer time. If your product or service can speed up a process that is wasting or taking up their time. If your product or service can get results faster than usual method or traditional method or competitors, you need to communicate that in your marketing. So time-based outcomes communicate. They answer, how much faster can my target customer do this as a result of my product or service? How quickly will my target customer see a change after using my product or service or as a result of my product or service? How much time will this save my target customer every day, week, or month? You need to communicate that in your marketing. So I have a couple of time-based outcomes that apply, that can be used across industries. So skincare, a time-based outcome that skincare can communicate or market to its target customer is visible results in 7 days, or our skincare cuts your routine in half. This is a time-based outcome. You're telling your customers, you're making a promise that if you buy from us, you will get visible results in 7 days. Coaching, get clarity in just one session, not 3, not 4, not 5. This is the time-based outcome that we are promising you. That if you book our coaching session, you will get clarity in whatever is bothering in just one session. Service as a software or tech tools automates 5 hours of manual work per week. Education or courses, learn digital marketing in 30 days, not 6 months. Fitness, burn fat in under 20 minutes a day. Marketing services, we cut your content creation time by 70%. Food products, healthy meals in 10 minutes. Ankara seller, get your dream outfit in 3 days, not just 3 weeks. So even you, whatever it is that you're putting out there in the market, you have to ask yourself, what time-based outcome can I promise, then deliver? So it's not just about saying visible results in 7 days and they will not actually get visible results. So have you ever heard that quote? I don't know if it's David Ogilvy. I don't know if it's David Ogilvy who said this quote. The customer is your wife. I'm not sure who said that quote. Not the customer is right. The customer is your wife. I don't know who said that quote, but that's exactly what we mean by, yeah, the customer is not a moron. She's your wife. This is a famous quote attributed to advertising executive David Ogilvy in 1955. So if you're telling your customer, these are the time-based outcomes that we promise you. If you're telling your customer visible results in 7 days, your customer is not a moron. She's your wife. You'd never lie to your wife, would you? You wouldn't tell your customer, baby, hii skincare ukitumia, you will get results in 7 days. And then you don't actually get results. So the customer is not a moron. If you're making these promises, these time-based promises, if you're telling your customer, these are the time-based outcomes that you get from using our product or service, then it must be true. You must be able to deliver on that promise. So, the customer is not a moron. If you're making this time-based if you're promising these time-based outcomes, then they must be true. The next type of outcome that your target customer is expecting or experiencing or expecting, emotional outcomes. These are emotional outcomes are the feelings your target customer gets after using your product or service. If pain is what they're feeling before, then the emotional outcome is how they feel after. If they were feeling overwhelmed, then you need to communicate how your product or service helps your target customers feel less overwhelmed. So what emotional outcomes are you promising to your target customers? Then the next type of outcome is visible or tangible outcomes. And these are the results your customers can clearly see, touch, or measure after using your product or service. And tangible outcomes are proof that something changed in your target customers physically, visually, or in numbers after they invested in your product or service. And this matters because people trust what they can see. If someone has used your product or service before and they have actually gotten the outcome that they were looking for, you need to communicate that in your marketing. Here is how we helped company X generate sales in 10,000 generate 100,000 more in sales in this time frame. You need to communicate that. Because people don't trust what they can see. You don't need to convince them with hype if you have proof. They can literally spot the difference in how their lives are after using your product or service. So that is what will make you people. That is what will make your target customers contact you faster. You're actually showing, hey, I am not just saying that my product is good. I am not just saying that my service will give you results. Look, these are the tangible outcomes. And you see beauty and skincare, they do that all the time. Day one, skincare, how the skin looks day one, how the skin looks day 30. And if it's true, don't manipulate the photos. Use actual pictures. If you have proof that your product, you need to market that, you need to highlight that. If you have proof that your product or service can help someone change physically, visually, or in numbers, then you need to communicate that. Then we have social outcomes, and social outcomes are the results your customer experiences in their relationships or their social status after using their product or service. And social outcomes answer the question, what will other people think or say about your target customer after or when they use your product or service? Then there are behavioral outcomes. These are the new habits or actions that your target customer will now take as a result of your offer. Behavioral outcomes are the new actions, habits, or routines that your target customer will start doing or start developing or stop doing as a direct result of your product or service. They are not just about how your customer feels or what results they want. Behavioral outcomes show how your product actually or how your service actually changes what they do in everyday life, how their lives improve because of your product or service. Think of it this way: before your product, their life was random, inconsistent, they were experiencing frustrated behavior. After your product, everything now is consistent. They're feeling more confident. Yeah, you are clearly showing there's a change in behavior as a result of my product or service. You should research your target customers' outcomes. So we've talked about your target customers' wants, and we've talked about your target customers' outcomes. You should research your target customers' outcomes separately from their desires. Outcomes give you proof to support the desire. Desire is what attracts, outcome is what converts. And as always, I have a prompt for you that will allow us to generate, to find out what are our target customers' outcomes. So, I have a prompt here for your target customers' outcomes. So the prompt that you will use to find your target customers' outcomes No, we'll start with our target. We'll start by generating our target customers' wants and desires. So this is what you feed into ChatGPT. I'm pasting it into the chat. This prompt will help you generate your target customers' wants and desires. So this is a prompt. I want you to act like a real customer from this audience, and then you will insert your target customer here. I am trying to market, then you will insert the product, service, or offer that you're trying to market here. Based on this, please generate as many real, emotionally honest, first-person I statements as possible that reflect what this customer truly wants, always in direct connection to what I sell. This should be specific, emotional, and written in the way people actually talk. They should reflect what they hope, wish for, crave, or imagine changing as a result of my offer. Stay focused only on things that my product or service can realistically help with. Avoid professional tone or sales language. Be casual, raw, and natural. And then we're going to tell ChatGPT to organize these desire statements into the following 5 categories. Emotional desires. These are about how our target customers want to feel. Then the aspirational desires are about who they want to become. Social desires are about how they want to be seen by others once they've used my offer. And then these practical or outcome-based desires, these are the specific measurable results or improvements they want. Then there are lifestyle desires. These reflect the day-to-day upgrades they hope for. So we are going to enter that prompt into the thread that we have been doing our target customer research on. So we'll find the thread, enter the prompt. So I am trying to market coconut oil, handmade coconut oil. And then we tell it to generate we tell it to generate our target customers' wants and desires. Let me refresh. It just seems like my internet is very bad today. So here are the statements. Emotional desires. I just want to stop. I just want to stop feeling like I'm failing her. I want her to feel proud when I look at her hair. I just want the guilt to go away. So those are some of the emotional desires. Aspirational desires. I want to be the mom who knows how to take care of natural hair. I want to raise a daughter who loves her crown. I want to be confident when giving her hair advice. Aspirational desires. Social desires. I want other moms to ask what I'm using. I want her teachers to compliment her hair. I want her friends to love playing with her curls. I want my family to say her hair looks so healthy. Social desires. And then practical or outcome based desires. I want her hair to stop breaking. I want her edges to grow back. I want visible growth every month. So now if you know these are the practical or outcome based desires, then you can promise them. Yeah? Even in your call to actions. Want less crying during detangling? Order now. I want to finally see progress after all these efforts. I want to throw out half-used products for good. I want to simplify everything. I want to stop spending money on lifestyle desires. I want to use one product that works for everything. I want to stop googling hair remedies every week. So we've generated a list of aspirational of a list of our target audience's wants and desires. Then, apart from our target audience's wants and desires, I also want you to generate their wants and desires at every stage of the buyer's journey. What does your target customer want and desire during the pre-awareness stage? What wants and desires do they have during the awareness stage? What wants and desires do they have during the consideration stage? So we are going to copy this prompt that will allow you to generate even more wants and desires, but the wants and the desires will be categorized based on each stage of the buyer's journey. So let's refresh this. I'm going to paste that chat again I'm going to paste that prompt again in the chat. Generate more wants and desires based on each stage of the buyer's journey. So we're going to feed that prompt again into ChatGPT. Yeah, the net is definitely misbehaving. So we'll paste it into ChatGPT and then I want you to insert my audience here. Yes, mothers, daughters whose natural hair is dry, brittle, and breaks easily. I'm selling. Then you insert your product or service here. For me, it's a coconut oil that reduces breakage and helps restore moisture to natural hair. And then we're telling ChatGPT for each stage of the customer journey, please write at least 30 unique first-person statements that reflects what this person wants or desires at that point in their own natural. So we'll tell it. Let's wait to see what ChatGPT will generate for us. So these are the customer wants and desires. Pre-awareness. I wish doing her hair didn't leave me so tired. I hate how much hair ends up on the comb. Something about her hair just feels off lately. Then these are pre-awareness, awareness. I'm realizing I don't really know what's causing the dryness. Consideration: should I try something natural instead of all these store products? I just want to stop guessing. Decision: I hope this oil really does help with breakage. Post purchase: I really hope I start seeing a difference next week. Loyalty: I'm so glad I found something that actually works. So you're going to take each of your target customers' wants and desires, and then you're going to use them to generate hooks. Yeah, and I have a prompt that will allow you to do that. So what you will do is you go to each customer wants and desires, step by step by step by step by step, and then pick one and turn that into content. So for example, like this one, I wish doing her hair. So you're going to copy that into the ChatGPT text box, and then I'll give you another prompt. This prompt will allow you to generate content ideas. So you take one desire, tell ChatGPT to turn it into this many content ideas with this prompt. Yeah, so use the above prompt to generate content ideas. One desire will generate multiple content headlines or topics. So for instance, like this one wants, I wish doing her hair didn't leave me so tired. So we are going to paste our prompt there and then tell ChatGPT generate 30 plus ready to post content hooks and headlines across different formats. Based on this one specific customer desire, which is I wish doing her hair. So we are going to reinsert the desire here. Based on this specific customer desire, I wish doing her hair didn't leave me so tired. So let's see the content ideas that ChatGPT will generate for us based on that one desire. Let me refresh this. So these are the content ideas that ChatGPT has generated based on that one customer desire. Tired after every wash day. Here's how to make hair time easier. 5 reasons you're exhausted after doing her hair and how to fix them. A real or talking head. If you're tired of wash day leaving you drained, this is for you. The day I realized I didn't have to suffer to care for hair. 7 easy ways to cut wash day time in half. Tired mom, these 4 coconut oil hacks will make hair time easier. Mistakes post. You're making her hair routine harder by doing these 3 things. Tutorial step by step how to use coconut oil to detangle and moisturize without the fight. FAQ, will coconut oil make my wash days easier? Here's the honest answer. So it will generate for you a long list of content ideas, and remember this is just one target customer desire. And then after generating your target customer's desire, you'll also generate your target customer's outcomes. And I have a prompt that will allow you to generate your target customer outcomes. I will paste it here. Generate your target customers outcomes with this prompt. Yeah, so you will just copy the prompt into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will generate for you a list of outcomes. And then in the next lesson, I will show you how we are going to use those outcomes to generate realistic pieces of content that will convert your target customer. Yeah. So I was hoping we could do more, but because we've wasted so much time because of the internet, we'll finish up the outcomes and the rest of the psychographics in the next session. I'm so sorry about the breaking off, but I hope it was not a total waste. I hope some of you have actually picked something up. Any questions? Questions, comments before we wrap up this session? Okay, so if there are no comments or questions, if you missed most of the morning session, please rejoin us in the afternoon. Hopefully I'll have fixed whatever is wrong